Hi again, Adrienne with Child's Light. I wanted to share a meditation that I've used with many children hundreds of times. And this is where the children, after they've practiced using meditation and mindfulness with me for several weeks, a few months sometimes, um, we would begin to really understand that we're going within ourselves to feel, to experience, to learn about ourselves, to make connections with the outer world within ourselves. And this meditation is where our children, or the children who worked with me, meet their superpower self, is what we have invented the name of. And basically, they're going within to meet an inner part of them that holds their inner power, if you will. And in this way, there's no threat to oh, but I have to get it right, or, there's none of that. It's just this idea that they hold all the answers within them. And sometimes we don't even use this meditation with certain clients, depending on where they are with meditation and what their interests are. Sometimes children just want to ask their heart. Sometimes children want to ask God, or ask their guardian angel, or ask their body. So everyone is different. But in this meditation, it was created a few years ago, and it changes with each group of children and with each circumstance. But I'm just going to kind of give you a basis of it. This meditation was created because some children were extremely imaginative in my class. Like overly so, like more than so many other children that I've known. So it came to me as we were meditating together that that's giving me a signal. Every time my phone rings and I do something, I get this, oh, this is right on track here. So I'm right on track sharing this with you. The children were so imaginative that they created this character within them that was their superpower self that they could go to for any question or at any time that they were needing comfort or understanding or advice, or just to be held, or just to know something. Like, what do I need to know during this time in my life? Like those types of questions. So in our classroom, we had an area where children could go to throughout the day at any time that they needed to, and they would do different techniques and meditations that we've used. But this was one that I know many children in this classroom in particular, with those extremely imaginative children, which is beautiful. They would use this, and they would say to me, like one boy in particular would say to me often, when I didn't know what to do, I would ask my superpower self, and my superpower self would tell me, and then I would feel better, because it was just a way of going within. So I'm going to kind of guide you through this in a simple mode, and feel free to use this on your own. You can make any changes that you need to with it. You can ask your child to kind of create something with it. Anything goes. I'm just giving you a basis. So the first thing I would normally do is use a chime, and I would ask them to listen. I would ding the chime and ask them to listen to it till they can't hear it anymore. But for this time, I'm going to show a different way. And I'm just going to ask you to close your eyes and breathe in deeply and stretch your spine so you're sitting straight and tall. Tuck your chin in a little bit, and as you're doing that, you're breathing out. So breathe in through your nose, sitting straight and tall, breathing out, tucking your chin in a little bit. Just sitting and being and listening to the quiet, to the stillness around you. At the center of your chest is your heart space, and as you notice your heart space has this beautiful ball of light, or sparkles, or spiral spinning, you're allowing it to expand and get bigger and bigger and bigger, like a big balloon surrounding you, like a big bubble. So it's surrounding your whole entire body. From the tippy top of your head to the tippy toes of your feet. And then it continues to expand bigger in all directions, wider, bigger, until it just doesn't want to expand anymore. Now, wherever you are, you can imagine yourself in a safe place, your safe place, whatever that may be. It could be your bedroom, it could be the mountaintop, it could be a park, in the ocean. It doesn't matter. Whatever feels soothing for you. And as you look around in this safe place, you suddenly see someone peeking around a tree, or peeking over a wave, or walking towards you. This someone, or this something that you see, or this animal, is your superpower self. It might look like you, but a little bit brighter and more sparkly. It might not look like you at all. It might look like a different person. It might look like a shape. It might look like an animal. Anything you see as your superpower self is perfect for you right now. And as your superpower self comes closer to you, you can feel the warmth and the love that surrounds you, that is coming from this part of you, this self that is the you that holds all of your superpowers. Now you have come face to face with your superpower self. Take some time to talk, play, sit, hug, whatever feels most fun to you. Maybe tickle. Give yourself a few minutes to get to know one another. Maybe you're dancing on the beach together. Maybe you're playing instruments together, climbing trees, running. You can ask your superpower self questions, anything you want to know about yourself or about a situation in your life, what your superpower self's name is. And as you settle down together after playing or spending a few minutes getting to know one another, you sit quietly beside each other, or maybe facing each other. And you can ask, what is it that I need to know right now? What's the most important thing I need to know for myself right now? And you'll either get an image, or you'll hear something, or you'll just know. And when you do receive an answer, that's when you're ready to open your eyes. Take your time until you really feel that you know what your superpower self wants you to know. And when you feel complete with this, this is the time to realize with your child, quietly and softly, that there's something magical within us. And there's something in there. It's what makes our hair grow, what makes the trees grow, what makes birds know to fly south for the winter. It's instinct, it's intuition, it's connection, it's flow, it's all of that. And now that your child has met his or her superpower self, you can join with your superpower self at any time, in any moment, and ask any question that you want, and you'll receive answers. What I often would do with children afterwards, we would illustrate, we would draw, color, paint, or use clay. We would make our superpower selves. We would create it so that we could have this image with us at all times in our room or in a part of our house that is our peaceful place. In the classroom, we would hang them up by our hooks where we kept our things, or we would take them home and hang them up by our bed, just depending on every child. Everyone needs something different. But that way, the memory of knowing I can go back to my superpower self at any time is right there visually for them. And for some children, their superpower self was a crystal. For some, it was a tree. For some, it was an animal like a butterfly or a cat. For other children, it was like an image of themselves only having wings or looking all sparkly and glowy. For some children, it was just like a feeling. They just felt their superpower self there. For me, for many, many years, it looked like me, but with long, straight, flowy hair that had a long, flowy dress, and I always saw my superpower self on the beach. It seems to be changing a little bit and shifting now in the most recent years into more of a glowing shape, I guess you could say. So like a light, I guess. So it's just different for everyone, and there is no wrong way or a right way to do this. Everyone has their own way. What we want to recognize here is that there is this building and this allowance of connection, creativity, so imagination, creativity, connection, trust, and confidence that is being built so that they feel an inner empowerment from themselves coming out into their life. And so that is one of the purposes for why we use these visualizations or meditations. And eventually, what happens is they don't need to go into meditation to connect with their inner being, with their inner voice, with that inner flow that creates our world, because that's really what and who our superpower self is anyway. So I hope you enjoyed this short meditation, and I hope that you also use it, try it out, and let me know how it goes. I would love to hear. I love to hear stories about it. I just enjoy it so much. This is my joy. I just find so much happiness in this. And one little key I'd like to say, remember, anything goes. So if your child says, oh, I didn't meet my superpower self, but this happened, that's okay too. Everything is perfect in each moment that we're moving and growing in our inner being, because whatever your child experienced was exactly what your child needed in that moment. So, by the way, you can use this with yourself as well. And I encourage it. I encourage you to do this with your children and share afterwards. They'll be so happy and they'll feel so connected with you. And I also do this with my older daughter, so there's really no age limit. So thank you so much for listening. Please let me know how it went and if you tried it. And if you have any questions, please connect with me. You can connect with me on my website, achildslight.live, or you can post right here under the video and let me know how it goes. Let me know what you feel about it, what you think. I'd love to hear about your experiences. They're so much fun. And I promise you, this is also key, I promise you that your child will experience a shift in their life, and you will too, as you use this on a regular basis. Because what you're doing is, like I said, you're building creativity, right? So creativity is just an expansion within. That's what I call creativity. You're also building connection within themselves, and if you do this with them, with each other, and a confidence and trust within listening to themselves and trusting themselves from within, and building that with yourselves as a parent-child relationship even more than you already have. So this is the purpose of living an empowered life. This is how it happens. And this is a step, like I said before, way past. We've already done a lot of other activities together, and I've already shared a lot of experiences and learned a lot of other tools and strategies. But it really isn't about the strategies. Those are just steps to get to the part of knowing that connecting within is the way, and taking that moment to feel what that feels like, and really being present fully in each moment of your body. I want to call that bodiness, but that's not even a word, but just creating those moments of being and feeling in your body in each moment, because in truth, we are each moment. And that superpower self that you just connected to, which is the flow of all that is, which is that wonder power that, holds the stars in the universe, that helps our body to breathe and just grows our fetus in our uterus, or in our womb, I should say. That is what we're choosing and wanting to tune into and connect to. And so we don't need strategies once we are used to feeling that. Yeah. So again, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to hear from you soon. www.achildslight.live. Thank you so much.